Hello, how are you? Here we are again today. I'm so excited to be here with you. Do you know you're talented? I know you're talented. You're smart. You've got the results to prove it. This is your moment. The silence ends today. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister and international best-selling author of 37 books and counting. But more importantly, I have had the wonderful privilege to work with nearly 5,000 people now, helping them write, publish, market their books to bestseller, and everything that goes beyond that. We've been a marketing company for 38 years, in author space for the last 17. Most anybody that you run into that's running a bestseller program is running my program, and I guarantee you they've never heard of me before. You see, when I talk to you about being invisible, I understand it. I understand it at the depth that only those of us who have been invisible and who have noisy phones who keep squawking really understand. So I've quieted my phone because I want to spend this time with you. I don't want any noises to block us out. I want to be here because I want to share with you all the things that I know, even the things that I personally, and I've been open with you, have spent many years not doing. A lot of times there's that gap between what we know and what we then implement into our own business. Often, the old saying, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. It's really true for us as business people. A lot of times we do amazing things for other people. We get them, 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure wins, and we're languishing, we're struggling. We have a less than website, team, system, structures, any of those kind of things that you may find yourself struggling with because we're so busy helping others. Because what we do isn't just a paycheck. If we were just looking for just a paycheck, we'd still be working a corporate job. But I know you. I know that you want to make a difference in this world, that you're driven by the passionate purpose that you have in the world. And because of that, you know you're meant to make a difference. And so you can't just let something go for a client. You'll stay up late nights working, taking phone calls, having somebody from another country that's on a completely different time zone call you and letting them call you at midnight, 2, 3 in the morning, or, getting up at 5, 6 a.m. to be able to do those kind of things. Some of us, have created lifestyles where whatever time we wake up, we've blocked off that first hour or two to do things for ourselves personally. And many of us, myself included, for many, many years, up until this last year really, have completely ignored self-care, totally let ourselves go, lived less than, abused ourselves really, because we were so focused on that mission. We were so driven at what we needed to do. But today is the day for you to begin to start getting the results to prove it. Today is the day that you have to stop for a second. This is hard, okay? It's hard for me too, okay? I'm just being really brutally honest, and I'm sharing with you from my heart both all the things that I'm doing, all the stuff that I know, and even sharing with you the places where I'm blowing it, where I'm not doing it right. This is not necessarily intended to be a place where, well, in fact, it definitely isn't a place where I'm standing up on some lofty peak, speaking down at you. Oh, the huddled masses, do if you would only do what I do. Have you ever been to those seminars? Where the guy's talking about, the 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 million figure, year that they had last year, or you have a friend or a coach or somebody that talks about, yeah, we sold 3, 4, $500,000 worth of this product in 2 minutes, or a week, or this last month, or whatever. And you're looking around and you're like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong? What, am I chopped liver? And a lot of times, as inspiring as those can be, they also can sometimes be demotivating because we feel less than. Have you ever been in that place? Am I the only one? You see the successes and you cheer for them. It's not really a jealousy, it's more of a lack of belief in ourselves because we look at our visibility, our bottom line, whatever that might be that you're looking for, that is why you define yourself as the best kept secret. We look at those kind of things and we determine that we're not good enough because of some kind of external situation that has no real proof. It's not really based in anything that's a one for one comparison kind of a situation. You aren't them. You don't have the system that they have. You don't, in many cases, have the team that they have. You don't have the experiences, but most importantly, because what we're talking about is visibility. When we're visible, we will be valuable. When you choose to share, people can hear what you're sharing. If we choose to play small, to only just put out a post, or to have you ever spent minutes, hours, whatever it might be, on a social media commenting, or worse yet, not even commenting, just hitting the like button over and over and over again? I don't know about you. I wake up in the morning, and all the people that have been on especially Facebook, I get a few LinkedIn ones, but there's just so many people that are putting out, and I have 5,000 friends, and probably 2 or 3,000 of them are very, very active level of people. And so I wake up in the morning, and there's like 20, 30 Facebook posts that people have put in while I was sleeping, right? And it's really easy to just go through and look at it and hit the heart button or hit the like button or just delete all of them, either one of those. And a lot of times that's what our social presence has been. We're that person that somebody else can rely on to make a comment, to leave a heart, to help increase their algorithm. Now, I will tell you, specifically on Facebook, although this works pretty well on LinkedIn too, but especially specifically on LinkedIn, or I'm sorry, especially on Facebook, the more that you take some time before you do a live, before you do your post, what have you, and you interact with other people. Now, listen to the word I just said, interact with other people. So it's not just about going through and hitting the like button, like. You can go down your main news feed and just hit like about 20 or 30 times, and you can do that in about a minute. You don't actually read any of the posts, you just hit the like button. Somebody was just like, ooh, ouch, oh, yeah, let me lean over to the side here and let that one go over. That was a little too close, right? We've all done it. It's okay. But if we want to be valuable, we have to understand the world isn't ignoring you. They just aren't hearing you. You're not putting yourself out there. Okay? And so therefore, people don't know you exist. You're invisible because you're invisible. You're not adding value because you're not adding value. Not consistently, not boldly. You're not stepping up in a way that says, this is who I am, this is what I do, and you need my help. Some of you have heard and seen me do that, especially this last week. I'm coming in very uncompromising, very boldly. Now you all know my style. I'm not gonna get in your face or anything like that. I want you to feel encouraged and supported and promoted and all those kind of things. But I also want to mirror for you both clarity, boldness, and fire, passion for what you're doing. You see, I'm here. I'm passionate about you being visible and valuable and available, and the world seeing you and you making the difference and you changing the world, because without you doing those things that only you can do, there's somebody that's not going to get what they need. So here's our commitment. Today we stop hiding. Raise your hand. Today we stop hiding. Today we stop waiting for permission. It does not matter what, whether, or if anybody says you're good enough. It doesn't matter what credentials you have. Yes, even though I want to make you a bestseller, and I've done it over and over again, doesn't matter if you're already a best-selling author. You are an authority at what you do. You are the best you that you've ever been in your whole entire life. No matter how great you've been across the course of your life, all of those greatnesses have compiled together to being you right now today. And you may have gone through some really difficult things. And please do not feel like I'm demeaning or diminishing what even yesterday, even 2 minutes ago, how tough that might have been. Absolutely, I understand. I get that. And I'm not negating that at all. But all of every accomplishment you've made, everything you've overcome, including 30 seconds ago, every single one of those makes you the overwhelmingly, amazingly empowered you that can change the world, that can make the difference in the life of the person that you're meant to make. And you need to make it, because that person, that someone, is waiting on you. Today we stop waiting, hoping someone's going to see our brilliance. We recognize our own brilliance. We step into today and we boldly proclaim we are enough, and we step out. Doesn't matter if there's a big zero when you do a live, or if there are 10,000 people that come on. You'll get to that point. It's going to get to the point here. And if you follow this, if you were doing right along with me, if you were, say you watched yesterday and you're a day behind me, or better yet, if you jump in next Monday, we're going to do a 5-day challenge, and I hope you will join me live, and it's going to have an impact. I want to be real with the impact it's going to have. It's going to take you from where you are to the understanding of where you can be. You're not going to go from 0 to 10,000 in 5 days. You might go from 0 to 1. You might do like you've seen if you were watching live. You might have, because you're now consistently showing up at an exact time that people can predictably know, hey, this person's going to come on and they're going to rant and rave. I don't care. Watch me because you think it's crazy seeing how crazy Steve is. That's fine. All right, cool. Let's do it. Turn it into a drinking game. How many times do I use and and like in a phrase, whatever that takes? Because a couple of people have seen it and they've given me hearts. A couple of people have come on and listened, whether they listened for a second, whether they listened only long enough that, their phone popped it up and they clicked on it and then they swiped away from it immediately. Still counts. You're still beginning to get your voice out there. You see what I mean? And that number is going to go up. And it's exponential. You may find at the end of the first month that you've done it, that now you consistently have 1 or 2 people that are liking what you're doing. And every once in a while, you have somebody come in live. And you may find that after you do it for a couple of months, that now you get maybe 4 or 5 people that are, kind of sitting around waiting every day, hoping you do go live. And that doesn't mean all of them can be there every single day. And if you go like I do and you're going to go 25 or 30 minutes, they probably aren't going to stay for the whole stream. They probably are hoping, hey, I hope that they do a short or 2 on this, because there's some really good nuggets in there, but I can't invest 30 minutes of my life. See, what I'm doing here right now, what I'm exposing to you right now, is something that I did and I've done many, many times. I have a syndicated radio show that's 10 and a half years old. Well, almost 10 years and 5.5 months old. Okay. And it goes out every week consistently. You can go and see Thriving Entrepreneur, and it's there. And I think we're actually a couple of episodes behind in a couple of our streaming services. Most importantly, on our own website, and that's because one of my assistants has a family member that's very, very sick, and I'm bringing on another person that's going to do that. Okay, I mean, stuff like that happens in your business. That's fine. Your consistency doesn't negate that. And so you can do all of those kind of things. And as you be more and more and more and more and more consistent, you will get more and more and more and more people that are going to know and hear about you and are going to want to hear more. And you're going to have your detractors. You're going to have people that are going to be like, oh man, don't listen to this guy. He's just full of it. Hey, I worked with this person and I didn't like them at all. They don't matter. Your visibility is what matters. I remember, and I can't remember what movie it was. There was a movie where they were talking about how somebody was cursing them out. And he said, yeah, they are. They're cursing me out over there while they're talking about me while I'm still doing what I'm doing. That's not an exact quote, but that's the concept of it. You see, the age-old saying all press is good press is kind of true and kind of not. All press is good press. Every time you're mentioned, therefore you're getting exposure, therefore you're visible. Okay? Bad press isn't necessarily valuable for you. Can be. You could turn it. You see, you need to understand that press and know how to use it to turn it for your good. To know how to, number one, be grateful for the people who aren't your tribe and who opt out from being with you and part of what you do, because that's good too. That saves you the time of having to have to deal with them. And if somebody makes a really derogatory comment, the best thing that you could do would be to just block them and move on. Be grateful that that's somebody you don't have to work with. Today, we are going to have influence. Yesterday, I started talking about it, and I want to go into it in detail today. You are a person of influence. You are an influencer. Your influence may be tiny, it may be giant. You may have one follower, you may have 1 million followers. You're still a person of influence. Some of you are like, I just started on Facebook. I don't have any fans. I mean, I worked at one point with a lot of stay-at-home moms. One of the incidences of things I was marketing and some of the authors I was working with, a lot of them were stay-at-home moms. I can absolutely guarantee you, you're an influencer. You are influencing the lives of those precious little souls. Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe you're not getting paid really well, but oh boy, are you an influencer. What are you doing with that influence? Are you making those children the best, most productive member of society as they can be? Or do we get to the point where we're dragging people down with us? We're like crabs in a bucket. And when somebody goes to crawl out, we pull them down with us. You see, influence is influence, good or bad. You absolutely are an influencer. You can most definitely build that and have it be a larger and a larger and a larger and a larger and larger scale of influence. We've taught social media for years, I mean, literally for decades, and have had people based on who they are and what potential audience is already wishing they would go live, go from anywhere from a couple hundred followers in 30 days. We had one lady, and I'm going to tell you right up front, okay? She was a minor celebrity in the UK. You've never heard of her probably here in the US. But she had some people that, as soon as she started going live on Facebook, boom. I mean, she went to like 15,000 people in 30 days. I've seen people go from startup company to 100K company in 90 days to a year. I've seen people build 7-figure companies in less than a year, in even a couple of months. Now, Some of that has to do with the steps and the system that's involved, and some of that has to do with the people that are either needing what they have but didn't know it, or wanting them but aren't finding them. See, there are already people that already know you, that they would love to have more from you. They just don't see it. They don't have any information about it. They don't know where your stuff is. Some of them don't even know your URL. Some of them have been to, and like me, they've had, you've had several years where your website wasn't that great. You did what you could do. And like I was saying earlier, the cobbler's kids had no shoes. You built a whole bunch. I've built literally about 10,000 websites, and mine was horrid. And I got to tell you, if you go to thrivingbestsellers.com right now, assuming the new page comes up for you, which in most of the testing I'm doing now, it looks like it is. I hope you love it. I'm really excited about it. You know why? Because I had somebody else build the entire framework for it. I did all the words. I put all the wording together for it. So it's all my voice, my words, my stuff. But if we were going to spend the time for Steve to step away from all the things that I should be doing and go back into web design space. Also, keep in mind at the time, previously, my former wife was a web designer. So I could do all the technical stuff and then just go, here, now make that look pretty. I knew all the nuances and the ins and outs of it, and I had made hundreds of websites before I ever met her. But that was a real advantage, and sometimes that's what you got to do. To be visible, to be of influence, it's not about how many people. It's about consistency. It's about you showing up. If you show up consistently every single day or every single other day, people need to know and predict it. I always tell this to people when they ask me, because I've had the show for so long, and it's technically a syndicated radio show, but it is available in podcast format. And people are like, hey, teach us about this. And I've done some. I've never charged for it. I've given some people some help with tips and advice. The biggest thing about it is consistency. When I go back and I look at the shows and there's some places you can go and look them up, the shows that came out around the same time that I do, most of those people aren't even still in business, or they're doing something completely different. And almost none of those shows still exist. You might be able to find the replays of them, but they're not live. They're not new. They're not consistent. They're not showing up. They're not happening anymore. Consistency. And the consistency can't stop. Life's going to happen. You're going to have sickness and things in your family and divorces and children graduating, and you're going to meet the love of your life and fall in love, all of those great things. Okay, so this isn't a judgment, get down on you if you haven't been consistent. It's just about picking up the ball, picking up the mantle, and committing to consistency. Block it off in your calendar. You have to do exactly like what I did Thursday afternoon when I decided this is what I'm going to teach you and this is how I'm going to do it. You need to decide how often and when you're going to do it. And you need to block it off in your calendar. You need to make it a non-negotiable. This is the time I'm doing that. Period. People need to count on it. There's going to be some variances. Like, for example, I already had an appointment that was it started at 11:30 and went till 12:30, Monday, a couple of days ago. So I came on live at about 12:35. And I announced that morning I'm going to be on live at about 12:35. You have stuff that comes up. It was a really crazy kind of morning. I had like 4 different people that said, hey, can I call you real quick? Because I was just sitting around waiting for phone calls, right? Whenever I can help my clients, I always want to try to get on the phone with them. And if I'm on the phone with somebody else, I have to tell you, hey, I'm on the phone with somebody else. I can get to you here as soon as I can, And so it was that kind of morning. And so I didn't do a post this morning like I've done the last few mornings of, hey, I'm going to go live at noon Central Time, which I like to do, and I encourage you, be consistent about those things. I'm being consistent about taking this and using the program Descript and making 1 to 3 shorts. I'm actually making 5 or 6 of them, but I'm posting 1 to 3 shorts on Instagram. Instagram Reels usually will come and be a reel on your Facebook if you've got that set up right. And even more so TikTok. And it's cool to see some of the numbers. I really thought, hey, if I put out 2 or 3 of these, I might overwhelm the people and have them all be bored. But it's been kind of cool to see what's happening. Some of us shied away from the early days of TikTok because of whatever reasons. And there are some of you that may still be a little bit off put by TikTok. One, you don't have to do it. But two, I'd consider you to think about it. Okay. The real reason people aren't engaging is, number one, because you're not giving them something to engage with. There's not a clear call to action. That's why right now at the end of each one of these, at the end of the description, up in the description, you can see there's a call to action. You might have to scroll down. You might have to hit the click more button to see it. And in the comments, I will put, and all I'm doing right now is just saying, hey, come join our free Facebook group. Right now, basically, it's just these videos and a few other shorts, and some other welcome videos and some basic tools that I've already put in there. There isn't a lot of community happening in there. We need you to come and join it. Mostly it's all my friends that are in there, all my team really that are in there right now. And it's waiting, it's set up, it's ready for you to come and join us and be part of that Facebook group. So people aren't engaging with you because you're not offering them a way to engage with you. I did this, and this was a little bit intentional and a little bit accidental. COVID happened. I think everybody that's listening remembers COVID. It wasn't that long ago. I was sitting in my house, March 2020. When we got the announcement of we're going to do 15 days, don't go anywhere, don't do anything, stay locked in your house, and, then the whole world won't end. I mean, that was the short version of the 2 hours they were on live. And then every news media was just 24/7 telling us, and all these people are dying, right? I mean, it was a really scary time. Some of us really remember that. And I made the choice because I was sitting there and I felt the fear coming up. And I decided, I was like, no, I'm not going there. Here's what I'm going to do. And I went out and I went live and I was just encouraging people. You got this. We're going to be okay. Here's where we're at. It's going to be all right. Those kind of things. Now the thing that missed on that, I had some people that were expecting me consistently every day. That was 10 o'clock Pacific time that I was doing that. So basically still noon Central, which is part of why I chose this. The one thing that I didn't do, somewhat intentionally, somewhat, hindsight is 2020. I didn't have a consistent daily come here and join this. I should have created some kind of a Facebook group or other community kind of a platform and just said, this is a check-in, show up, help one another Facebook group. And I probably could have had a 100,000, several 100,000 member Facebook group really quickly with the way things were that first 15 days, it became 30 days, it became months and months and months, right? You see, it's about people aren't engaging because you're not engaging. To be irresistible, you have to be visible and valuable. You have to be you. You have to show up. Now, we talked about some of this, but I'm going to zoom through a few things real quickly. You need to be aligned with who you are, which means that you need to be clear who you are. You need to know your passion and your purpose. And we talked about, come join the group, post in the group. I need to figure out exactly what my passion and my purpose is. I've got a great free tool that I can either share with you or go through with you, either one, that'll make that crystal clear for you. And I've done it with lots of people, and they love the outcome and the clarity that it gives them. then you can be visible because you are aligned with who you are, clear who you are, and then you bring the real you. You may think you talk funny. You may have a dry sense of humor. You may not be funny at all and think you're hilarious. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think I fall in that category. I make me laugh, and that's what keeps me smiling, so it's all good. And there will be somebody else out there just like you that thinks you're just as funny as you think you are. Do those things because today is the day to claim your spotlight. The world's not ignoring you. You're not showing up. I know that's harsh, and I don't mean it to be mean. I mean it to be encouraging. Today is the day to show up. So here's what you're going to do. This is your homework assignment. Okay? And we've been asking you to do this every day. I would really love it if you'd, got on the comments after you do it and tag me at Steve Kidd and in any of the social medias. Tag me and let me know so that I will give you a like and a comment so you know you've got one heart and one comment on every one of you that does this. Okay? It's a simple thing. I want you to pick up your phone, go to your social media, and I want you to just simply say, I am amazing at, insert whatever it is you're amazing at, and I'm here for you. I'm amazing at, insert what you're amazing at, and I'm here for you. Okay? And if all you do for the next week is show up at an exact time and you say, I help stay-at-home moms know how to have some me time every day, and I'm here for you. Want to know more? Just wait, make a comment if you want to know more. See, right now, I'm just getting you used to just being able to just put your bright smiley face on the thing. We'll get into your call to action and your all the other things you can do. But right now, it's just about showing up. You will get likes and comments if you just are there all the time and if you're just talking to your peeps. So let's do it, okay? The silence ends. The ripple starts. We're ready to go. You are amazing. You are irreplaceable. I hope you'll join us in the group. Thanks for being here today. Whether you're live or on the replay, I appreciate you. And I hope that you're happy, safe, warm, and loved, and that you have a great